Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I want to do something a little bit different, definitely a lot more scary for me, and I just wanted to sort of get the ball rolling because there's never an easy time to start and I didn't really know where to start. I don't really know where to start. I'm going to talk today about Venlafaxine. I'm going to talk a little bit about the side effects that I felt going on to it, and also some of the reasons why I've decided that I'm gonna stop being on Venlafaxine and try a different antidepressant. So I've suffered from mental health issues and depression, anxiety since I was 12. I've had lots of different types of therapy and I've been on lots of different types of medication. Earlier this year I was really unwell, and I had a bit of a breakdown and the hospital decided that I should try going on to Venlafaxine. So yeah, this is a bit of a story of how I got on with it, some of the not so good things that happened when I was on it. I need something to comfort me because I'm very nervous. I've got a big mug of peppermint tea. Something that I think is very common, and it's one of the things that they actually told me about when I first went on to start taking the medication, was that I got really crazy lucid dreams every night without fail. When you're on Venlafaxine it's a bit more sinister. It starts to interweave things that you're anxious about, people in your life, history, things that might have happened, or people that might have affected you from like your childhood or school. They all start to pop up and appear, and it's so real. When you wake up you're just like completely confused and upset. There were times where I would, wake up and be so upset and so moved that you couldn't really get yourself out of that feeling that your day was affected by the fact that your night was full of these emotions. Like it was almost like you were made to relive emotions, even though your dream wasn't necessarily to do with what had happened. It was so real and the people were so real that you then had to relive and think about the things that they had been involved with. So that's definitely, even though it didn't seem like a bad side effect when I was told about it, I was kind of didn't realise how much that would affect me and how horrible it would be. So if you think it's not going to be such a bad thing, then I would definitely say that's something that you need to think about, because for me anyway, sleep is something that I really need, because my anxiety makes me so tired, and Venlafaxine took away what sleep gave me. I didn't wake up feeling refreshed. I woke up feeling exhausted, and I have done, I think, pretty much for the whole time I've been on it. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to, having a nice night's sleep, having normal dreams again, and yeah, just being able to sleep. And that leads on to another side effect, is that Venlafaxine makes you tired. So I take my tablets in the morning because if I took them during the day I would just be so exhausted, or if I took them at night I would probably fall asleep like straight after taking them. So for me it worked best taking them as soon as I woke up. I would take my tablets because that was the time where I was the least likely to then need to go back to sleep. So it really affects how much energy you have, and also your motivation to do things after work. Like mine was zero. I just wanted to stay in and lie on the couch until bedtime. One of the worst side effects that I had was that it made me have not just suicidal thoughts, but a real want to act on the suicidal thoughts, which I would say is probably one of the most dangerous side effects, because especially if you don't have a strong support network, that, you know, that could lead to quite a dangerous outcome. If you're watching this and you're thinking about going on to it, or your doctor has suggested that you try it, I think that that's something that I would have wanted to be told much stronger, because when you're lost in the moment and you start to like make plans to do things, you forget that it's the medication. And I think if I had like some more support in place that was ready and knew that that was going to happen to me, then I think that would have made things a lot easier, because it's really scary when you realise what you're doing and you kind of come out of being in the moment, being suicidal, and take a step back and watch and look at what your actions were and what you were doing. It's like really horrible and really scary. So I think that's like one of the worst side effects for me, and that happened when I first went onto it, and then when they upped my dose 3 months later, it happened again. So that's definitely something to look out for, and something that doesn't last for the whole time you're on it, but for me it did last about a week both times. So it's something that happens in like the adjustment phase when your body's getting used to the medication. Everything so far I've said has been completely negative, but I was so scared, and I'd been almost like out of control with my depression and anxiety, that when I was given this as an option to go into this medication that was so strong, that I jumped at it. And I think that's, you've got to balance it up. I'm now at this point where I may be able to make this video after speaking to my GP today and deciding that I was going to come off Venlafaxine, but I couldn't say for sure if I would have been able to make this video if I hadn't been on it for the past 6 months. When you're really unwell, I think that sometimes medication can help to just numb it all down a bit and make it a bit easier to live with. So it's really tricky to weigh up if it's going to be worth the side effects. And if somebody had sat me down and said, these are the real side effects at the start, I don't know if I could say now if I would still have done it or not. I think something else, and it's something that I think a lot of the American bloggers, I can't remember what the pill's called in America, but there's quite a lot of talk about how it can lead to birth defects and difficulties getting pregnant. It's not something that I'm thinking about at all at the moment, but it's definitely something that I want later on in life. So that was another main trigger for me wanting to come off Venlafaxine, because I just don't like the idea that something could be affecting me in that way. So yeah, that's another thing, another reason that I thought that it was the right time to come off it. Because I just really didn't like the idea that it might lead to birth defects if I was to ever have a baby. But that, you know, was a bit of hearsay there, so don't quote me on that one. You can tell that I'm rambling and I'm completely new to this, so I hope this has been helpful for somebody. If it is, then I'm glad that I've made the video. I'm hoping to make lots more videos like this, just little informative videos about different types of therapies, different types of medications, and also just some little easy life hacks, I guess they call them, that I've picked up along the way that help with depression and anxiety. Yeah, so if you've enjoyed this video, if you've made it to the end, well done. It'd be amazing if you would subscribe. and give it a thumbs up, comment below, yeah, and I'm going to try and post videos every Tuesday. So bye for now.